Today, we're jumping into something I know a lot of us grapple with, how to speak fluently using your own notes.
Right. It's a common challenge.
And maybe surprisingly, we're going to look at 2 short stories about brothers for some insights.
That's right. We've got the helpful brothers and the 2 farmer brothers. They look like, simple moral tales, family stuff.
Yeah, teamwork, forgiveness.
Exactly. But let's dig in and see how these stories might actually offer some really practical tips for speaking confidently, even when you're relying on notes.
Okay, sounds good. So let's start with the helpful brothers. The gist is you have Aryan, who's strong, right?
Yep, the muscle.
And his brother Kabir, who's clever. There's a fallen tree blocking their path.
And Aryan can't move it alone, despite his strength.
But Kabir has the smart idea, use a branch as a lever. And working together, they manage it. Simple teamwork.
So what's interesting here, I think, is the parallel to using your notes. Think about your note, all the facts, the details. That's like Aryan's strength. It's the raw material.
Okay, I see where you're going. All the information I've gathered.
Right. But just having the strength, the information, isn't always enough, is it? You need Kabir's cleverness, too.
The lever.
Yeah, the lever. That's like your ability to synthesize, to see the connections, to find the angle, the leverage point. That makes the information understandable and flow smoothly when you talk.
That makes sense. So you might have pages of notes, that's your strength, but are you also being clever like Kabir? Are you finding that structure, that effective way to use the information?
Exactly. It's not just what's in the notes, but how you deploy it. Are you just listing facts, like trying to brute force the tree? Or are you finding the strategic way to present it?
Looking for the connections, the narrative thread.
Precisely. Are you seeing isolated points or how they link up? Finding that lever to move your audience's understanding.
Okay, let's switch to the other story, the 2 farmer brothers.
Right. This one's a bit different. It starts with sharing, then a small argument.
And they stop talking. A classic falling out. The older brother feels bad, and what does he do? He builds a bridge across the stream that separates their farms.
A literal bridge. And the younger brother, who is apparently planning to build a wall or a fence.
He sees the bridge and is touched. It leads to reconciliation. Love and understanding win out.
So the metaphor here for speaking from notes is pretty powerful, I think. Your notes, your ideas, are they separate plots of land?
Okay.
Do you build walls between them when you speak? Like, here's point 1, stop. Here's point 2, stop. Does it feel disconnected?
Yeah, I think we've all heard talks like that, or maybe even given them. It feels robotic, doesn't it? You're just jumping from one island to the next.
Exactly. The alternative is to build bridges. Actively create those links, that flow, that narrative connection between your points.
So the bridge makes it smoother, more natural for the listener, but also probably for the speaker too.
Definitely. And think about the story. The younger brother chose the bridge over the wall he was planning. He embraced the connection. Similarly, when speaking, maybe being willing to connect your notes, perhaps even deviating slightly from a rigid order to make a link clearer. That leads to more fluency.
Instead of being afraid of missing something, so you just stick rigidly to each point, like building a wall brick by brick.
That fear, yeah, that can create those walls. Building bridges means trusting the connections, making it a coherent whole.
So let's pull these together. The morals. Teamwork makes anything possible.
Which we can see as like the internal teamwork between you, your understanding, and the raw material of your notes. Your strength and your cleverness working together.
And the other one, love between brothers can build bridges stronger than any wall.
And that's about consciously building those connections, linking your ideas together with a clear narrative flow, rather than letting them stay isolated.
So the practical question for someone listening is, how can I apply this? How can I foster that internal teamwork and actively build bridges when I'm prepping with my notes?
It's maybe shifting the focus slightly, not just what points do I need to cover, but also how do these points link together? What's the story I'm telling through these points?
It's really fascinating how these simple brother stories offer such applicable ideas for something as specific as speaking fluently from notes.
Yeah, the core principles, collaboration, connection, they turn out to be surprisingly relevant.
So a final thought for our listeners to maybe chew on.
Well, perhaps next time you prepare to speak using notes, think about this. How can you be both Aryan, with the solid foundation of your information, and Kabir, finding the clever ways to connect and present it?
And what bridges, not walls, can you intentionally build between your key points to make your delivery feel more connected, more impactful, and ultimately more fluent?